So I'm about to give y'all some bars you didn't know I could spit, but I need y'all to pause so I can talk my shit. Nah, I'm just playing, I'm not gonna rap. But for real, I want to tell y'all a little story today. This is, I guess, my little story of how I made my dreams come true. And it all started right here, this little restaurant behind me. You know, like normal restaurant crew, we made some friends here through our day struggle as waiters and dealing with crazy customers, and we like to go unwind somewhere, have some drinks, you know, and hang out somebody's place, watch music videos, laugh, and made some friends. And while working at this particular restaurant, I made one particular friend that was an artist like me. And we like to talk about artsy things, watch artist type videos, listen to music videos, things like that. And we got started talking about making some sketches together.
Remember I got glasses.
Record? Yeah. No. One of the sketches we talked about was kind of a comedy sketch called Off Days. And I was going to be Batman, my friend was going to be Robin, and we were going to be pretending to be college students getting off crime fighting and doing college things on our off days. And while we were talking about doing these, we had a bunch of jokes thrown in. Some were kind of racially biased, some government jokes, and some had some gay jokes, homoerotic jokes, or whatever you want to call those, and about Batman and Robin kind of messing around discreetly. Nothing big, but you know, like I come out of the shower or something, he'd be like, holy big black junk, Batman, blah, blah, blah. We laughed about it, so and so. At some point, you know, I think that I want to start something funny but serious enough that it's not too offensive, and I want to tone down some of the raunchiness and maybe some of the gay undertones. I don't mind having those jokes, but I don't want them to be too raunchy. And that's when my friend said, you know I'm gay, right? In which case I said, no. Well, holy shit. But I stood by what I said and repeated it again. That basically, you know, I will stand by you in anything that you stand for, but when we're trying to start a business and build a brand, we don't want to come too edgy in the beginning and basically get people a chance to like our message before we start cramming it down their throat. My friend understood, and we moved on. Story moves forward. one day that friend was over my house and came across a drawing that I did in elementary school of a couple of flowers. I guess I should show you those couple of flowers. So it's a couple of flowers I did in high school. I did this drawing where one flower's in a pot and it looks like it's dead, and the other flower is coming out of the concrete and it's still red, basically signifying that the flower that you kept clipped to enjoy its beauty died. The flower that you left alone stayed beautiful. And I made the drawing look like it was inside of a frame, if you can see. So it's a painting on the wall, and around the frame it says, "Let me be free to be me." So when my friend came across this drawing in my sketchbook, it made my friend decide to tell me that he was transitioning and becoming a woman. That being something, I guess I can honestly say, made me uncomfortable, and I had never dealt with anything of that such. But being in a place where I was going through a lot of stuff in my life and I needed to get back to making art, I was willing to be open to accept new things in my life that would help me learn and grow as a person, because honestly in today's society, if you can't accept people that are different than you, you're pretty much just ignorant. But anyways, once my friend told me about that drawing and them transitioning to become a female, she, I will refer to as she now because that's what she likes to be referred to, said that she wanted that drawing to be my first project when I started making art again. I had been selling art for years, but going through some life changes, I kind of got into a place where I lost my inspiration. And this person who was filled with inspiration pushed me to get back to making art. Said she was going to buy my first project from me if I turned that drawing into a painting. So I did. And one day she came over with art supplies to make art, and I set up my art supplies and we got some music cranking, and that art happened. And so to my surprise, I finished that painting in one day. So later on, after finishing that painting and giving it to my friend, they took it home, loved the painting from what I was told and said all the time, and I don't know, something in me just kept coming back to that painting and not being happy. This is a filtered version of that painting that I tried to make look more colorful, so it's a little prettier. I think I'll show you that original version later. But we do a lot of filter work too, so I threw the filter on the painting there just to enhance it a little bit. But if you see the original, it was pretty gloomy and dull. It just didn't represent my friend very well. And every time I say filter, is that gonna happen every time? Filter. Oh, whatever. So anyways, I looked at that drawing for a few months online through the picture I took because it was at my friend's house, and I just wasn't happy with it. I felt like I've grown as an artist. My friends inspired me to be a better artist than I've ever become or have been before, and it's time for me to show what I'm capable of. So I asked that friend to do something drastic and bring that painting back to me. My friend refused for a little while and was like, "What are you going to do to my painting?" Eventually she brought it back, and as soon as she did, I took a can of spray paint and sprayed it over it all black. My friend looked at me in shock, was kind of mad that I spray painted over the painting, like I couldn't have just made another one or something, but it had to happen. I didn't want that to represent the stage of art that I've now come to. So, after that, quarantine happened. And I decided through quarantine that instead of coming back after quarantine, depressed over life, fatter, more broke, that I was going to work on myself. I was going to put my energy into myself. I was going to work on my business that I've always wanted to have, and I was going to practice making art. And that project was going to be the first thing that I put out when I get my business going. So I worked on that painting over and over again, and my deal was every time Ren comes over to inspire me, I'm going to work on that painting in front of Ren. And that's what I did. A month goes by, and we work probably about 4 sessions, and I get a lot of the painting done. And one day, maybe 2 weeks went by, and I didn't see Ren, and I wanted to work on the painting, but she was busy doing her life and didn't get a chance to show up. And a light bulb hit me one night. I don't know what it was, but it's just something about Ren that's just so positive, such a bleeding positive energy, that I decided to change the painting. I decided that that dead flower just wouldn't be dead around Ren. There's just something about Ren that I couldn't imagine having a dead cold flower in what I want to be Ren's favorite painting. So I changed it. I made that flower energetic. It doesn't look like a normal live red rose, but it's not dead. You'll see. And the live flower that's red, well, you'll see the whole painting in a little bit. We got a little skit to get to, homies. So, let's move on to off days.